I used to own this city. Now, it doesn't even see me. Every morning I wake up before the sun, not because I have somewhere to be, that stopped years ago, but because my body has forgotten how to sleep past 5 a.m., 73 years old, and every minute of it weighs on me like wet wool. My house, once the centerpiece of family dinners and high-stakes business meetings, now smells faintly of old wood and forgotten memories. It's clean, I still have my pride, but the wallpaper curls at the corners, and the furnace coughs like an old drunk. There's a tea mug I always use. Same one every day. Faded ceramic, cracked down the side like a scar. I wrap my hands around it like it's the last warm thing in the world. I sit in my armchair, the one with the frayed edges and the dent that remembers my shape, and I stare at the muted television, news anchors flapping their mouths like dead fish. No volume. I already know what they'll say: chaos, scandal, another face like mine, forgotten. My children, Adam and Clarissa, live in glass towers downtown. They are successful. Beautiful families, expensive watches, curated lives. They send cards for my birthday, digital ones. Love you, Dad, with a heart emoji. I haven't seen them in 6 months. Clarissa visited last Christmas, for 22 minutes. She kept her coat on the whole time. The grandkids, they are polite. In the way a stranger is polite to a waiter. No curiosity. No connection. They smile and nod when their parents tell them, "Say hi to Grandpa." I might as well be a portrait on the wall. They don't see the man behind these cataract eyes. They don't see anything. At the pharmacy, they talk over me. At the grocery store, no one moves when I say, "Excuse me." A girl at the bank once sighed when I asked for help, as if I were wasting her youth by standing there with my trembling hands and stubborn questions. They think I'm harmless. Finished. They think my mind has softened like bread in the rain. But here's the truth: I see everything. I remember everything. Each time someone cuts me off mid-sentence. Each chuckle when I fumble for coins. Each time they call me old man with that sugar-coated cruelty. They think time has taken my strength. They are wrong. It's only changed its shape. You see, strength isn't in fists or loud voices. It's in silence. In patience. And inside me, something waits. There's a part of me that's not dead, only sleeping. A flicker behind the eyes, a coal beneath the ash. I used to be fire. And I will be again. But not the same kind. They'll never hear me coming. There was a time they looked at me differently. Not with pity. Not like a ghost. But with something close to reverence. Or fear. I remember standing at the top floor of the Morgan Tower, 32 stories above a city that hummed beneath my feet like a living thing I owned. My name was on the building next to the elevator. Gold letters. Piers Maddox, founder and CEO. People straightened their backs when I walked into a room. They listened when I spoke, really listened, because they knew I didn't waste words. I built it from nothing. Brick by brick. Risk by risk. When the economy collapsed in '98, I didn't flinch. I mortgaged everything, sold my car, even pawned my father's watch to keep the company afloat. I made payroll when other CEOs jumped ship. I protected my employees like soldiers on a battlefield. Loyalty was currency then, and mine was iron. I remember sleepless nights, not from age, but from strategy. When you lead, your mind never sleeps. Every chess piece, every contingency, every betrayal, you learn to feel them coming before they arrive. Like the time Martin, my so-called partner, tried to sell his shares behind my back. I let him do it. Then I bought the buyer. He never saw it coming. People called me ruthless. I wasn't. I was precise. Efficient. Calculated. When Adam was 12, I worked 3 deals at once just to afford his tuition. When Clarissa's husband ran off with their savings, I covered it before she even asked. They don't remember. But I do. Every sacrifice. Every debt they no longer feel because I paid the interest with my own soul. Back then, I carried the weight of 5 families on my back. Now, I can't even get them to call me back. Funny how short memory is. How shallow gratitude becomes when the hands that held you start to shake. But here's the thing about memory, mine's long. It's like a ledger, detailed, accurate, balanced. And the numbers, they're starting to add up. No one sees the warrior behind these old eyes. No one remembers the general, the hunter, the protector. They think time has buried me. But some things don't stay buried. Some men were never meant to retire. Some lions were never meant to sleep. It's not the big things that break you. It's the little ones. The moments no one sees. The cuts no one notices, because they don't bleed. Not on the outside. Like last week. I called Adam, just wanted to ask if he had time for lunch. Just an hour. I rehearsed the message 3 times before dialing. He didn't answer. Didn't even let it ring twice. Later, I got a text. Sorry, crazy day. Let's touch base soon. Touch base. Like I was a meeting. I sat in silence after that, phone still in hand, watching the screen fade to black. I must have sat there for an hour. Like a statue. Not angry. Not crying. Just erased. A few days later, I asked my grandson, Theo, to help me reset the Wi-Fi router. He laughed. Full, careless laugh, like I was a bad joke in an old sitcom. Come on, Grandpa, he said, still smiling. Just ask Siri or something. Don't make it weird. I nodded. Said nothing. I waited until he left. Then I wrote it down in my notebook. December 12th, Theo laughed. Forgot who paid for his first laptop. It's all in there. Dates. Names. Moments. I used to track quarterly profits. Now I track disregard. At the clinic, the nurse looked at my chart, didn't even meet my eyes. Can you hear me, Mr. Maddox? She asked, loudly, slowly, like I was deaf and stupid. I answered, clearly. Yes, thank you. She waved over another nurse. Help him to the waiting room. He's not really responding. I was. She just wasn't listening. On my way home, I dropped a paper bag of groceries. Cans rolled into the gutter. I bent down slowly, knees screaming, and tried to gather them. A teenage couple walked by. Laughed. Didn't stop. One of them actually said, "Just leave it, Grandpa. The rats leak good tonight." I looked at them. And I didn't say a word. I just watched. That night, I sharpened the pencil in my notebook. Wrote in block letters. The world has forgotten who I am. But I haven't. They think I'm fading. They think I'm too slow, too weak, too broken. But what they don't understand, what they'll never understand, is that I've been studying them. Noticing patterns. Testing limits. The pain? It doesn't crush me. It focuses me. Like a lens concentrating sunlight. And when the fire comes, and it will, they'll wonder where it started. They won't realize it started here. With a man bent over in the street, picking up cans. And deciding, finally, not to forgive. They don't see me anymore. That's my greatest advantage. I walk past them on the street and I'm invisible. I listen. I observe. And I pull threads, one at a time, watching how the web trembles. It started with Adam. He built his reputation on clean investments, ESG portfolios, sustainability nonsense for rich people who needed to feel good. But beneath all of it? Paper trails. Shaky deals. A shell foundation he created to impress donors, one I quietly funded decades ago, under my name, through my account. All it took was a leak. An anonymous email to the board. A scanned document from a file drawer he forgot existed. He lost 2 major clients in a day. The stock dipped. His name appeared in headlines, transparency concerns at Maddox Capital. He called me. I didn't answer. Next was Theo, my grandson, the one who laughed. He had just landed a content deal with a gaming brand. Sponsorship, social growth, ad revenue. I watched his streams, muted. Studied his habits. Found the cracks, casual comments, offhand jokes, private discords. Youth thinks the internet forgets. It doesn't. I archived everything. An anonymous account uploaded a compilation, not hateful, but revealing. Cruelty hidden behind humor. Mocking the elderly. Mocking veterans. Mocking women. The brand pulled out within hours. He tweeted an apology. No one believed it. Clarissa? She's not cruel, just careless. But her husband? Too clean, too perfect. I had a friend in property records. Another in tax audits. I pulled the thread. Found undeclared overseas accounts. Funds quietly siphoned from her non-profit. In her name. It's under review now. Quietly. She doesn't even know yet. She will. They all will. The calls have started. Voicemails. Texts. Emails. Short at first, "Hey, Dad, call me when you can." Then longer, "I don't know what's going on. Something's happening. Please?" But I don't respond. Not yet. Let them sit in the dark a while. Let them feel what it's like to be dismissed, doubted, forgotten. I don't need to raise my voice. I just set the stage. Gravity does the rest. And still, not a soul knows it's me. Not Adam. Not Theo. Not the partner who stole from me 20 years ago and now finds his retirement fund mysteriously audited. I don't need revenge that leaves blood. I need one that leaves truth. Each fall they experience, it doesn't break them. It reveals them. I was never after destruction. Just recognition. Just memory. Just balance. This house, once filled with silence, now hums with quiet satisfaction. The notebook is almost full. One name left. Mine. No one knows what I did. That's the way I wanted it. They think life unraveled by coincidence, a downturn in business, a misstep online, a surprise audit. Life has a way of correcting itself, right? No. I corrected it. But I didn't do it to destroy them. I did it to bring them back. Now they gather. Clarissa first. She brings muffins she didn't bake, forces a smile she can't hold. Her eyes are tight, nervous. She speaks quickly, too quickly, about her non-profit, about some confusion with tax forms. She says it's probably nothing. But I see the fear. I say nothing. Then Adam shows up. Not with arrogance. With eyes red from sleepless nights. His voice shakes when he asks if I've heard from the press. I haven't. I don't lie. I just watch. Theo arrives last. No jokes. No earbuds. No hoodie. He doesn't look at his phone once. He looks at me. Really looks. And for the first time, I see recognition. The house is quiet. Too quiet for this many people. No one talks much. They don't know what to say. There's no confrontation. No confession. Only silence. But this silence doesn't hum like before. This one vibrates, with awareness. They don't know what I did. But they feel it. And they feel me. Not the old man with the mug and the shaking hands. But the figure in the shadows, the one who watched, remembered, moved pieces while they slept. They feel the presence I reclaimed. And none of them dare to disrespect it. I don't raise my voice. I don't demand apologies. I don't say a word. I just look at them. And when I do, they flinch. Because my silence isn't empty. It's earned. They leave quietly. No goodbyes. Just nods. Like walking out of church after a sermon they didn't expect. That night, I make tea. Same mug. Same chair. Same blanket. But everything's different. I open the notebook. Write one last line. Power never fades. It only waits. I close it. Not with vengeance. Not with hate. But with something far more dangerous, understanding. I am not forgiven. I am not angry. I am simply remembered.
Subscribe and like this video, more interesting revenge stories of elderly people coming soon.